Hello, Shirt Tales. I have a new episode. This is episode 4 of The Old 52. And it is brought to you by my own comic book, Red Knight. And issue 3 came out. It concludes the first story arc. If you're interested in ordering it online, you can hit me up PayPal under Send Money and enter my email address, brother-justin@hotmail.com. Or you could send a check or money order to the P.O. Box, and that's all below this video, so check out the info. Anyway, let's go to the new episode. Now, for those of you who haven't been watching the episode so far, I have been inspired by DC's New 52 to look back in boxes all over comic book stores and even in my closet there to find some number ones of back issues that were big hits at one point, but, well, the sun has dimmed and no one cares. Well, I care, damn it. So here is this episode's choice. This is Catwoman number 1. Now, Catwoman has had a few number ones over the last few years. I'm trying to remember when her original series debuted. She's had 3 series if you don't count Gotham City Sirens. If you do, that makes 4. And with the exception of a few months, or it may have been almost a year, in between the last issue of her first series and this issue, she's pretty much had a monthly since, I think it was the Nightfall series, mid-90s, which is quite a while, actually. And this was a total reboot. Well, not a total reboot, but it was basically like, oh yeah, we have a new team in a new direction, let's start over with the number 1. Yeah, they were already doing this. Well, this is 2002, so maybe that's not really too far in the past, is it? The team they got was Brubaker, Darwin Cook, and Mike Allred is also helping out with the art chores. And you can clearly see it on this page, this little nightmare sequence. I can definitely kind of feel the Allred-ness in here. Now, Selina, from the events that ended the first series, has been kind of missing, and there was a neat little build-up in the Batman books. There were some backup stories with Slam Bradley trying to find Selina Kyle, and it built up to this. I'm not going to review those. I'm just going to be talking about the first issue here. And let's see, we begin with a ominous murder, apparently, of a young prostitute taken off the streets into a car of a mysterious, ugly guy that we don't get to see. And then we shoot over to Selina talking to Dr. Tompkins, and basically she's trying to figure out where she is in life, and trying to sort of decide how Catwoman fits into her life. Like, is she still Catwoman? Is that really a part of her? What's become of her over the years? And she is basically starting over, literally from scratch. She moved into the old apartment that she had in the Frank Miller Year 1 storyline. She's literally starting over in that old shitty neighborhood. Well, she's Catwoman, so I'm sure she's not as scared as she probably could be. And also, there's a wonderful scene where she oversees Batman having an action sequence with the Riddler and his henchmen. And, let's see, she even saves him as well when one of the henchmen gets a drop on him. And she decides to throw away the Jim Ballant costume, which, the tail. I'm not a big fan of Catwoman with the tail. I know there are probably people who like it, but I think it's just stupid. Because you always see it moving. It's like, is there little motors in that tail? Is it moving? Is it just the wind? I don't know. It looks pointless. And, I've seen a whole bunch of characters in the past grab her by that tail, slam her against walls with it. It's like, it's not a good strategic element. I know a lot of costume characters have stupid things that stick out on their costumes, but it's a big, long thing to grab. And this is the issue where she ditches it and puts on something that Batman calls practical which is like the best compliment you can get from Batman for a costume design. Oh, and she leaps out, and they have a wonderful moment here, where, you know, basically she's going, "Hey, I'm back," and takes off. That's where Holly comes in, her old friend, and they rediscover each other, and she tells her there's trouble afoot. Someone's killing prostitutes in the old neighborhood. Now, first off, this is Brubaker, as always. He is just wonderful at, you know, blending real crime fiction in with, you know, the fantastic worlds of like either Marvel or DC, and it works very well here. Selena Kyle's characterization is just solid. I mean, she just feels like a real good street character, without, you know, any kind of like, you know, undue sleaze or anything like that. And that also goes with, you know, the classic art of Darren Cook and Michael Allred too. I mean, it's like almost like a really well like designed Batman animated series from Bruce Timm. I mean, the way it just blends together, you could definitely see why Bruce Timm eventually did New Frontier. I mean, it just, their styles just jive as far as where they kind of come from creatively, I think, even though they don't obviously look just alike. And there's a suit-up scene that reminds me a little bit of the Judd Winnick Catwoman one, but this one is kind of classy, where the other one is kind of sleazy. And speaking of classic versus sleazy, the scene, this also ends with a scene with her and Batman, and the scene here is really kind of emotional, and you get a really good kind of vibe on, you know, their characters and what they mean to each other, versus the other #1 where we saw that. And there you go. I would have been totally fine if DC had just reprinted this during the New 52 and just said, "Hey, this is the new issue." It's like, fuck it. That would have been hilarious, by the way. This is a fantastic, out of the 3 Catwoman #1s that I own, actually, and the #1 of Gotham City Sirens, this is easily the best one. What a great series. It's too bad this team didn't just stay on the book forever. It's just a great book. I highly recommend this. This is traded, of course. The first story arc, you can pick it up, or, you know, just find this in dollar bins. I'm sure it's only a few bucks. I think it is a little bit above cover price, which is $2.50. But it's probably maybe like $3 if you find it. I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. This is Catwoman #1 by Brubaker, Cook, and Allred. Until next time, push the button, Lindsay.